One of the most powerful therapies that I've seen, and I talk about this as part of the third stage, is physical exercise and movement. This is depression. You think of the word depression. It's like you're pushed down. And one of the prime characteristics of depression is a kind of feeling of exhaustion and not being able to move on a physical level. And then on a kind of psychological and personal level, people feel they can't do anything. They can't do anything in their lives. They can't make changes. And I've found over the years, over these 35, 40 years, that physical movement is one of the most powerful tools for improving mood, relieving depression, decreasing anxiety. And I see that as central to all the work that I do with everybody. And it can be walking, it can be running, it can be swimming, it can be dancing, it can be martial arts, it can be jumping up and down, or whatever feels right to you. And I like sometimes to work with people by getting them to shake their bodies first, because you start to shake off some of the chronic patterns of physical as well as emotional stuckness. And then I encourage them to dance, and just dance in their own way. Nobody's looking. It's not like you're going to a club necessarily. You're just doing it in your own home. You shake, put your legs apart and begin shaking from your feet up through your whole body. Anybody can do it. And then you do that for 5 minutes or so, and then you let your body move to music for 5 minutes. And people who do that generally feel more energy. They feel a little more relaxed. Sometimes the stiffness in their body is a little bit less. And it's just, and again, they also have the feeling, my God, I can do something. I can actually do this. Maybe I can do the next thing, and then maybe I can do the next thing. So, and what we're finding is in the research on physical exercise is that physical exercise is at least as good as antidepressants for helping people who are depressed, and that it's even better for older people. Very interesting, and even more important for older people. And physical exercise changes the level of serotonin in your brain. It increases the level of the feel-good hormones, the endorphins. And it also, and these are some amazing studies, also can increase the number of cells in your brain, in a region of the brain called the hippocampus. These studies have been first done on animals. And that's very important because sometimes in depression, there are fewer of those cells in the hippocampus. But you can actually change your brain with exercise. So it's got to be part of everybody's treatment, everybody's plan. It's sort of central to the Unstuck program of getting out of depression.
I couldn't agree more. In fact, I read Dr. Ken Cooper's book in 1968. I've been running. It was a book called Aerobics. I've been running ever since, so it's about 40 years now.
Great.
And I believe it's I actually view exercise as a drug, and believe most people have what I call EDS, or exercise deficiency syndrome. And but it can cure many diseases, and it's clearly is part of the essential cure for type 2 diabetes. I mean, type 2 diabetes, in my understanding, is virtually 100% curable.
I think one of the things that we're talking about here, if we take a step back, is our evolutionary heritage. Who we were a couple 100,000 years ago, and we were people who did a lot of different kinds of exercise, not just one kind: lifting, walking, carrying, bending. We ate whole foods and foods without any additives at all. We lived a life that, even if it was physically hard, was had a lot less stress than the life we live now. I mean, I've spent some time living with some Aboriginal people or village people, and my God, they don't work nearly as hard as you or I or just about anybody who's reading your newsletter does. I mean, they do stuff intensely for periods of time, and they take it easy, and they also live in a society that's very supportive.
Hello, this is Dr. Mercola, and I sure hope you enjoyed that interview as much as I did, but I want you to know it's only a small segment of the complete 2 to 3 hour full interview I did. And those interviews are available to members of my Inner Circle. And every month, members of my Inner Circle will receive a complete 2 to 3 hour interview of one of the top health experts in the world who is willing to share their secrets they've learned over a lifetime to help you and your family take control of your health. In addition to that, Inner Circle members also receive a 2-hour DVD full of health information that you can use as an alternative to watching commercial TV, and a 24-page printed newsletters that's mailed directly to your home every month. And it is one of the best values I've ever put together. It's a complete no-brainer. I encourage you to join. There's absolutely no risk at all, because if for any reason at all you are not completely 100% satisfied, my customer service team has clear, specific instructions to give you a prompt refund. So it doesn't get any better than that, and I encourage you to take advantage of this special offer so that you and your family members can start to take control of your health.